Shalom. This is Brother Isaac once again with another lesson. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahawah, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, or Kahakwadash. That's all praise to the Heavenly Father in His Son's name, who the world Italy calls Jesus Christ. Real name in the Hebrews, Yahawashi. Also give a praise, honor, and glory to the Holy Spirit as well, which is the force entity that makes the edification possible. I want to say shalom to all you sincere-hearted Akim and Aquath that's making your bodies a living sacrifice on a daily basis in this wicked generation. I also want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who taught us the truth and rule well. And this morning, what I want to get into is I was watching Brother Nakawan's video that he just put out not too long ago. Let me go to it real quick, and we'll play a little bit of his clip of the video that he put up. This is his page. Be sure that you all subscribe and like. Very edifying content on there. And this morning, he put up food banks are struggling to provide for Americans. Perilous times are upon us. All right, so basically what we're witnessing, this is really an infrastructure. This is the what would you call it? The framework for the MOT, for the I can't say the phrase, man, because they're gonna hit me with a strike. But Revelation 13, verse 16, that chip, right? This is really the framework for it. This man wants to, basically starve you out. Because the food is here, the food is here. But the thing is that he just basically wants you to get down on your knees and beg to him. But there's going to be a certain way, that you're going to be able to obtain your food, and you're going to have to bow the knee unto him and do what he wants you to do, man. This whole thing is about ownership, showing you who your daddy is, man. All right, now let's play a little bit of this clip, and we're going to get an account in scriptures in the book of Genesis where a similar thing like this happened. All right, so let's just play a little bit of this real quick.
Hungry and rising food, more people hungry and rising food prices. Food banks across the Bay Area are struggling to provide this year with the escalating prices and the escalating number of families in need. NBC Bay Area's Audrey Asistio shows us what one food bank in Alameda County is doing to make sure that no family goes without this holiday season. A busy Thursday on Edgewater Drive in Oakland. Dozens of organizations from across the Bay Area stopped by the Alameda County Community Food Bank to load boxes and boxes of food onto trucks. Rafael Linares with First Presbyterian Church in Oakland says all this food will be distributed to families in need on Saturday.
You save a lot of money because now the food is really expensive.
Very expensive for everyone, including food banks. Supply chain disruptions, higher fuel costs, and lower inventory are all contributing to higher prices.
The reality for us is that we are in a tough situation. So last month, for some of our core food items like green beans and canned tuna, we had to pay $60,000 more than the previous month.
In total, dishing out about $1 million a month to distribute about 4.5 million pounds of food.
We're trying to absorb a lot of those costs so that our families that are in need do not have to pay for that product in that store.
In comparison, pre-pandemic, they were spending about a quarter of that money for about 2.5.
So basically what we're witnessing, man, is a manufactured famine. They're going to shoot prices up, ridiculously, high through the roof. To where the average person is going to start off with the average person won't be able to provide for their families, and this is all done by design. Now, when you consider what these devils did earlier this year, particularly Bill Gates, let's just look right here. It says in January 2021, Bill Gates became the largest owner of farmland in America, and just coincidentally, the same one in his TED Talks and, council meetings and things of that nature, he was saying that how the world is overpopulated, So the same one that believes that this world is overpopulated and you need population control, now he owns, the largest, he's the largest owner of farmland in America. Says now owning over 242,000 acres of farmland. Whew. While he doesn't currently own the most amount of private land in America, Gates' farmland portfolio now accounts for 2% of the total land in the United States of America. All right, so basically what these people plan on doing is starving you out until you conform unto their ways. Now let's grab this in the book of Sirach, chapter 34. And this is all the framework for the MOTB system, man. All right. This is Sirach chapter 34, verse 21. The bread of the needy is their life. Yeah, the bread of the needy is their life. He that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood. Right. And this is how we know that Esau is that man of blood. So-called white man is that man of blood. Why? Because he is defrauding people of their life, of their bread, man. You take away a man's food, he's going to die, man. And this is what this man is doing. This is what he's doing, man. All right, consider what's happening at the port still currently, man. It's not like they don't have the goods to just, to offload. They got the goods. They're withholding it from the masses, man. And it's all for control. Let's grab this real quick in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50. What is that, verse 16? And it says, take from Babylon all those who plant crops. Send all the harvesters away because of the sword of the enemy. Everyone will run away and rush back to their own lands. Yeah, so the Lord, by his design has taken away all the ones who plant crops. And who are those? Farmers. And now he sent you the sword, Esau. All right, so let's get this in Genesis chapter 41, verse 28. Because our forefather Joseph, right, was living in Egypt during a time of dearth, of famine. And the Lord gave him dreams and visions concerning Egypt's famine. And we're in spiritual Egypt according to Revelation chapter 11 and verse 8. As a matter of fact, let me grab this real quick in Jeremiah 28 and 8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries. And this is what the prophets do. We prophesy against these places, man, even against the wickedness of our own nation. It says, and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence, man. And famine is accompanied, is included within that evil and pestilence. All right, so let's get this in Genesis chapter 41 and we'll start at verse 28. And he says, this is the thing which I had spoken unto Pharaoh. It's a lock in. I believe that's Genesis 41 28. And he says, this is the thing which I had spoken unto Pharaoh. What Yahawah is about to do, he showeth unto Pharaoh. So the elites know, just like Pharaoh knew what the Lord is about to do. Why? Because the Lord showed it unto him. And this is why the elites are moving in a particular manner. All right, they're moving frantically. Revelation 12 and 12. But the devil knows that he has a short time, man. All right, so the elites know, they know that the Lord's about to destroy this place. So they're about to make their move, their final desperate attempts to move the way how they want to move, which is ultimately to build up this NWO, man. All right, I've been looking into the Great Reset and the Great Narrative, in the World Economic Forum Council meeting that they've had for the past 2 days, I believe, and I believe they got one more day left, where Klaus Schwab is the CEO and founder of the World Economic Forum, and basically they're trying to find a way or a narrative to legitimize totalitarianism, man, right? Formed by the elites. They're basically about to put, or they're planning on putting the whole world on their UBI, universal basic income. All right, everyone gets taxed the same. Everything's the same. And really, it's all going back to Genesis chapter 11, right, where Nimrod, feebly attempted, to put the world in unison. But what the Lord do? He broke that thing up, and this is what YAHAWASHI is going to do when he comes, man. He's going to break this place's images down, man. Because this is all an image. This is all a God that they're sacrificing unto, man. Right. But nonetheless, this Genesis 41, 29. Behold, there come 7 years of great plenty throughout all the land of Egypt, and 7 just symbolizes or represents a perfect time. Right. So there's been a perfect time where America, has lived through great plenty, lived through pleasure. Right. But it's going to be balanced out by famine and destruction. Verse 30, and there shall arise after them 7 years of famine. So there's going to be a complete amount of famine, and all the plenty shall be forgotten. Yeah, all the plenty that America has had, all the, the late night Uber Eats, that's going to be forgotten, man. And he says, in the land of Egypt, and the famine shall consume the land. And I'm going to grab this real quick in the book of Sirach, chapter 11, also known as Ecclesiasticus, chapter 11, verse 25. And he says, in the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction. And that's why these Americans don't lay it to mind, affliction, oppression, right? Because they're in their prosperity, they're receiving their consolation right now. He says, and in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity. So when the Lord is going to send suffering and famines and plagues and pestilences upon this place, he's going to cause the remembrance of plentifulness, and delicacies to forget these people's minds, to escape these people's minds. And that's what Genesis 41 is going into when he says, and there shall arise after them 7 years of famine, and all the plenty shall be forgotten in the land of Egypt, and the famine shall consume the land. He says, and the plenty shall not be known in the land by reason of the famine. See that? Following, for it shall be very, very grievous. All right. Verse 32, he says, and for that the dream was double unto Pharaoh twice. So the Lord showed this dream 2 times to Pharaoh. Why? Because out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let every matter be established, man. And see, the Lord has also done this in the spirit as well, by showing this spiritual Egypt twice, man. All right. Got the two witnesses. According to Revelation chapter 11, you got the northern kingdom and southern kingdom. The prophets here in this modern time, right, consist of all the nation of Israel prophesying unto this place, prophesying against this place, war, evil, and pestilence and famine, man. All right, so the Lord is showing this spiritual Pharaoh, right, this dream twice. He says, it is because the thing is established by Yahawah, and Yahawah will shortly bring it to pass. Now, I'm going to skip down here to verse 53. And it says, and the 7 years of plenteous that was in the land of Egypt were ended. All right, and we're in those times where that time of plenteous and plentifulness in America is ended, man. Right, there's no more mirth in this land. People are starting to feel the crunch, of hyperinflation. All right, he says, and the 7 years of dearth, meaning famine, began to come. And this is what we're on the brink of right now. America's on the brink of those 7 years, that complete amount of that time of famine. He says, according as Joseph has said, and the dearth was in all the lands, but all the land of Egypt, there was bread. Yeah, so there's still bread here, right? They're just holding it back from you. Verse 55, he says, and when all the land of Egypt was famished, the people cried to Pharaoh for bread. And this is exactly what we're witnessing. And this is exactly what the elites want. They want you to cry to them for bread. Why? Because Sirach chapter 34 says that bread of a needy man is his life. So really, you're crying unto this man for your life, man. Give me my life back. But he says, okay, it's going to come with exceptions. You're going to have to get this dragon juice, and you're going to have to get this chip. It says, and Pharaoh said unto all the Egyptians, go unto Joseph what he said, go unto Joseph what he said to you, do. So nonetheless, man, we're here. The framework for the MOTB system is thoroughly laid out, right? So expect this. Hey, man, if you're not right with YAHAWASHI, you need to repent if you're so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American. That's all I got to tell you, man, because we're about to enter into some very, very dark times, right? So I get all the time, man. Daniel 12:1, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there is a nation, even to that same time. So we're entering to that time, man, to where we're about to go into a time of trouble such as never was since there's a nation, right? So you need to be preparing your minds, man, right? Matthew chapter 6, the Lord told us, YAHAWASHI told us, listen, don't worry about what you're going to eat, right? Is not your life more than bread? Right, but see, our people cannot see past that. Our people literally think that their bread is their life, but YAHAWASHI told us that our life is more than bread, more than clothes that we put on, more than the house that we sleep up under, man. All right. He says, and at that time, thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. And Lord willing, you know, we're found written in the book, you know, you sincere brothers and sisters, man. All right. But I just want to show you that, you know, like I said, be sure to subscribe to Brother Nakawan's page is right here. Nakawan Bond Lawyer, you know, very edifying content, you know, probably gonna come back with another sit down later on today, you know, but Lord willing, that was edifying to you, sincere brothers and sisters. Till next time, Mawaf Labba and Shalom.